contain audio clips. You will want to adjust your audio on your computer or device accordingly. Also, so that our presenters can be heard clearly and without interruption, we're asking that our audience members turn off their microphones and place themselves on mute. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. Good evening. I'm Jessie Rawlings. I'm the Reflections Chair this year for Wheaton-Warrenville PTA Council, and I'd like to welcome you to this year's Reflections Honor Ceremony. On behalf of the entire Wheaton-Warrenville PTA Council, we're glad you could join us as we celebrate the artistic achievement of these talented students. This year, as I'm sure we have all heard so many times, was unprecedented. We've all made adjustments to many things in our lives, and Reflections was no exception. A huge thank you goes out to all of the chairs and the volunteers that made this possible this year and rolled with the changes to accommodate COVID-related adjustments to all aspects of the program. And while we would love to celebrate our artists in our traditional manner, I'm grateful that the technology of Zoom lets us all celebrate their talents together this evening. We were unsure of how the pandemic would affect the number of entries, but over 150 entries moved to the district level, the District 200 level. Of those, 71 entries moved on to the DuPage West region level. And of those 71, a number of them, 19, continued on to state. And we even get to congratulate one entry going all the way up to nationals and several state honors. Congratulations, artists. And tonight we will recognize the 71 works of art that were selected to advance from district to DuPage West region, which includes PTAs in Wheaton, Glen Ellen, Carroll Stream, and Naperville. To start the evening, I'd like to welcome Dr. Schuler to present the Superintendent's Art Award. These awards were chosen from reflection entries remaining after our council judging was completed, and they will hang in the school service center. Dr. Schuler, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us and being a part of the reflection ceremony. I have to tell you, this is absolutely one of my favorite evenings, and it's one of my favorite evenings because we bring together two things this evening that I love dearly in my role in working with schools. Number one, we bring together lots of smiling faces of our students that have invested incredible time and energy in your artwork and all kinds of amazing forms. And we bring that together with the arts, which is also something that I hold absolutely dear. It helps, I think, incredibly to bring smiles to our faces, fill our souls, fill our hearts when we engage in the arts. And so I love nothing more than an opportunity to bring together our students and the arts. And tonight is an incredible celebration. So I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight as I get ready to introduce our Superintendent Art Award recipients. So usually I'm in an auditorium where I have an opportunity to see everyone, but there is this amazing thing that's happening right now, and that I get to spend a lot of time interacting and talking to folks throughout the district, but I don't often as much have an opportunity to see so many students, so many smiling faces at me at the same time. So here's what I can tell you. You don't know for sure whether you are one of the smiling little tiled boxes that sits on my screen right now, but to every student that's on this call, because I see so many of you, I want you at the same time to smile and wave like crazy as soon as I count to 3, and I'm going to take a picture of it, and you're going to have no idea which tile is on my screen. So at the count of 3, I want you to smile and wave like crazy. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile, wave, smile, wave. I got to tell you, that brought the biggest smile to my face, just seeing so many smiling faces. So again, thank you. Couple of quick thank yous for tonight. One, I want to offer a huge thank you to PTA Council, to all the Reflections chairs for the work that you put into this evening. The idea that we've brought together 100 pieces of art and advanced 71 of those pieces beyond the district, absolutely amazing. So thank you for your dedication. A huge thank you and a celebration to all of our students that are part of this evening. You answered a call to take part in this opportunity, and for that, I'm incredibly grateful. And then finally, a huge thank you to our parents and our staff that are on the call this evening. I see lots of parents smiling as well. I suppose I should have had you do the smile and wave part too, but I do want you to know how much I so greatly appreciate. Thank you. I see a couple of them already. I want you to know how much I so appreciate your support and what you've done to support your children, and to our staff. We've got a lot of principals on the call tonight. And again, I so much appreciate your leadership in our schools. It's really amazing to see everybody together. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce our 3 Superintendent Art Award recipients. And these incredible pieces of art that you're going to see tonight, I get the distinct pleasure of looking at these every day because they're going to hang in my office for the next year. And so our first Superintendent Art Award recipient is Emma Murray from Whittier Elementary School. Emma Murray. Our second Superintendent Art Award recipient is Sumya Ali from Weesbrook Elementary. And our third Superintendent Art Award recipient this evening is Whitney Yaboa from Monroe Middle School. 3 absolutely beautiful pieces of art, and I'd like to invite everybody at this time, if you would please unmute and give a huge round of applause for our 3 Superintendent Art Award recipients. Congratulations.
Now,
You are muted.
whoop, thank you. We invite Reflections Chairperson Jill Feidel and Principal Rachel Bednar to our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Edison Middle School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlings. First is Kelsey Fills, It's a Matter of Art. And Samantha Valente, Afloat.
I'm done, I'm tired, and I don't think I have a word to say. I'm through with this, and I'm just waiting for the day to be over so I can go to bed. Then get up tomorrow just to do it all again.
All right, congratulations to Kelsey and Samantha, and would everyone please unmute at this time and give them a round of applause.
Now we invite Franklin PTA President Beth Breckley and Principal Dave Bendis to our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Franklin Middle School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlings. I have the pleasure of announcing Sana Waggle, who had 2 entries in the competition this year. The first is Destroyed, and that piece advanced to state. And the next piece is a musical piece called Uranus.
Congratulations, Sana. At this time, I would like to invite you to unmute yourself and give Sana a great round of applause.
Now we invite Reflections Chairperson Rebecca Dow and Principal John Pilkington to our virtual podium to recognize the artist from Hubble Middle School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlings. I'll be announcing two. The first, Tyler Boris, Kids Matter, Surviving the 2020 Pandemic, who advanced to state.
The coronavirus pandemic of 2020 has caused a lot of uncertainty, fear, and loneliness for many people globally. Kids are experiencing many changes during this difficult time, which is impacting their mental health. Changes kids may be experiencing include less physical activity, more screen time, feeling isolated from friends, e-learning challenges, missing out on big events in their lives, including school dances, graduation, sports, etc. Parents losing their jobs and/or getting divorced.
And Logan Lafrada, Chains of Interest.
Congratulations, Tyler and Logan. Let's unmute and give them a round of applause.
Now we invite Reflections Chairperson Jeff Crowley to our virtual podium to recognize the artist from Monroe Middle School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rollins. And of course, I want to say thank you to you for all your efforts this year in leading us. It's very kind of you. Tonight, I want to recognize the students from Monroe Middle School. First, we have Emma Adamus with The Rose of Togetherness, advanced to state and had an honorable mention. Next, we have Victoria Crowley with Stars and Stories.
There was a girl I knew back in grade school. She talked a lot about happiness and life. She saw the world so peculiar. She looked at it through a looking glass. So best friends to the end. Nothing could ever break us apart. Two hearts collided. We watched the stars go by.
Next, we have Raymond Novakoski with I Matter Because I Care About Others, that advanced to state. Next is Micah Rawlings with Masks Matter, So Put One On. And then finally, we have actually 6 entries from Whitney Yaboa. We have Colors of Dignity 1 and 2. Colors of Dignity 3 and 4. And Colors of Dignity 5 and 6. Congratulations to all the Monroe artists. At this time, I certainly invite you all to unmute yourself and applaud them for their efforts.
Now we invite Reflections Chairperson Susan Botts and Principal Deborah Klein to our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Emerson Elementary School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlings. First up, we have 6 pieces by Danny Hill, Changing the World and Dancing. Also by Danny is a poem, Daniel, and another musical number, Happy to Sad. And we have also Danny, My Pottery and We All Matter, which advanced to state. Next, we have Isabella Hill, Fall, and also Isabella Hill, I Matter, and Isabella.
I matter because I am loving. I matter because I am brave. I matter because Heavenly Father loves me each and every day.
Our next student to be recognized is Maya Stetka, I'll Make a Man Out of You.
Once you find your center, you are sure to win. You're a spineless tail up there left, and you haven't got a clue.
And our last student is Sylvie Stetka, Be Yourself.
Beware. You wake up and make up and play dumb, pretending that I knew that boy was gonna treat me like a toy. I know you're the girl that's unaware it's meant to think and diamond ring, but I don't wanna be the puppet that you're playing on the string. This queen don't need a king. I don't know what you mean to me, but the samurai is gonna rule the world. That's what I'm gonna be, because I wanna be. No, I don't wanna sit still, baby. You can get out.
Congratulations to the Stetka and Hill families and all of our Emerson artists. At this time, we invite you to unmute and join us in a round of applause for our artists.
Now we invite Reflections Chairperson Katie Fields to our virtual podium to recognize the artist from Lincoln Elementary School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlings. Ethan Byrne to build a creative house. Quinn Byrne, save the bees, save the world. Heather Campbell, happy flower. Also by Heather Campbell, my favorites, and showing shadows. Rachel Campbell, impression. Also by Rachel Campbell, Little Things. Sydney Fills, Fireworks. Also by Sydney Fills, Molly to the Rescue, and Traits of Me. Tristan Fills, I matter because it's all in my name. Annabelle Freed, I matter because I brighten people's day. Zoe Glowati, The Cherry Blossom Dream. Caroline Ratliff, Unique.
We are unique. 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 We are unique. 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 We are unique.
I have an idea. So I think that if Jessica comes up and tries to bother you again, that you should stand up for yourself because you matter and you have your own unique ways of doing things. And if you were bothering her by just sitting on a bench, then she's the one who has an issue, not you. You're not causing anything. She's the one causing issues by saying you're being an issue for not being an issue. And I think that you should stand up for yourself next time because you're strong and beautiful. Thank you, Mommy.
Maggie Wilkins, Friendship Matters. Congratulations to all our Lincoln artists. At this time, we invite audience members to unmute themselves and join us in a round of applause.
Now we invite Reflections Chairperson Alicia York and Principal Sean Walsh to our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Longfellow Elementary School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlings. Our first Longfellow dance comes from Olivia Cho, called Confident. Thank you. And our second Longfellow student is Levi Hanfield with his dance, I Matter Because I Love Dancing.
Everybody circling this vultures, negative, nepotist. Everybody waiting for the fall of man. Everybody praying for the end of times. Everybody hoping I can be the one. I was born to burn, I was born for this.
Congratulations to Olivia and Levi, our incredible dancers at Longfellow. At this time, we invite our audience members to unmute themselves and join us in a great round of applause.
Now we invite Reflections Chairperson Christina Hull and Principal Tim Callahan to our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Madison Elementary School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlings. Our first entry is by Lucy Bickle, entitled I Matter Because. And next we have an entry from Molly Bickle entitled About God, which advanced to state. This photograph is by Braden Feinsott, entitled Crane at the Lake. This entry is by Kajal Kumar, called I Matter Because Family, and it also advanced to state. This entry is by Alina Richardson, entitled I Am an Animal Protector.
All right, well, way to go, Lucy, Molly, Braden, Kajal, and Alina. Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to unmute yourselves so we can give these mountain lions a big round of applause.
Now I invite Principal Paraskevi Stamatukos to join me at our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Pleasant Hill Elementary School. First, we have Liliana Novakowski, I Imagine.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Next, we have Juliana Russo, Talents of a Strong Girl. And then Katie Trainer, Matter, this advanced to state.
Bravo, bravo. If you can all unmute, please, and join me in a round of applause to celebrate the accomplishments of Lily, Juliana, and Katie. Well done.
Now we invite Reflections Chairperson Becky Dandy and Principal Stacy Bailey to our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Sandburg Elementary School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlings, and good evening, everyone. Our first Sandburger is Henry Klein, All Poor People Matter.
Come on, Ginger. Let's go on a walk. It's good for a midnight stroll tonight. I wish Dad knew Moo. He's by my side. It's awesome night for a midnight stroll. Here, let's grab your leash. Oh, darn, I can't find it. Whatever, you know? All right, let's get on my rollerblades and let's head out. Shit.
Our next Sandburger is Scarlett Hudzik with her film Last Shot, which advanced to state and received state honorable mention.
Bet you can't make it. Some people say there's only one shot, one chance, one try, but you gotta realize if you fail the first time, just do it again and again until you get it right, because you might as well try.
Our next Sandburger with 3 submissions is Agatha Stroh, first with Love and Kindness. And also by Agatha Stroh, My Playful Notes and Waltzing with My Heart, which also advanced to state.
Congratulations, Henry, Scarlett, and Agatha. So proud of you. Everybody unmute and join me in wishing these Sandburgers congratulations.
Now we invite Reflections Chairperson Grant Rebro and Principal Jennifer Craig to our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Washington Elementary School.
I'm not sure if Mr. Rebro's on, but I'm here. Oh, there you are, Grant.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Sorry, coming from baseball and basketball practice, but just wanted to say thank you so much to Mrs. Rawlings. You had some big shoes to fill this year, and you did a wonderful job in a very peculiar year. First, we have Adriana Corsello with I Matter Because. Next, we have Brisa Gallegos with I Matter Because Family Creativity. Next, we have Madeline Schumacher with A Girl in the World who advanced to state. Congratulations.
And congratulations, Adriana, Brisa, and Madeline. I'm so proud of you. Let's all unmute and give our Washington artists a big round of applause.
Now we invite Principal Catherine Schaefermeyer to our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Whittier Elementary School.
Thank you, Mrs. Rawlings. Congratulations to our Whittier contestants tonight. Ava Falvey with This Is Me. And Emiliano Martinez with Encouragement. And Samantha Rea with I Am. Congratulations to all of these Whittier artists. At this time, please join us by unmuting yourself and join us in a round of applause.
Now we invite Reflections Chairperson Lindsay Kinzick and Principal Brian Turna to our virtual podium to recognize the artists from Weesbrook Elementary School.
Great, thank you, Mrs. Rawlings. Our first Weesbrooker is Emily Andres, who submitted Dreamers and Dragons, which advanced to state. The second student is Blake Boris, his photography piece entitled I Matter. The next student, Grace Collins, submitted two different photography pieces. The first one is entitled I'm Endangered. And her second piece, which advanced to state, is entitled Courage. Olivia Holden submitted a literature piece called Why I Matter. Aaron Kinchak did a musical piece called Singing the Blues. Good. Audrey Kinchak submitted a visual arts piece called I Shine. And lastly, Abigail Yu made a musical composition entitled The Music in Me.
Thank you, Mrs. Kinchik, for sponsoring the Leesburg Tigers this year and making reflections possible during this pandemic. Congratulations to all the Leesburg Tigers out there for your great work. I'm extremely proud of you. Emily and Blake and Grace, Olivia, Aaron, Audrey, and also Abigail. You truly demonstrated it's tremendous to be a Tiger. Thanks again. Congratulations to everyone also tonight for their hard work and outstanding performances.
Now we'd like to recognize our students with reflection themes advancing to the National PTA. We have Jesse Botts from Emerson Elementary School with My Imagination Takes Me. Emma Jono from Lincoln Elementary School, Equal and Unique. Iris Vukonik, Lincoln Elementary School, Shaping the Future. Joshua Wilkins, also from Lincoln Elementary School, I Can Unite the World By. And Cora Botts from Monroe Middle School, Quiet Strength. Congratulations to our students with reflection themes advancing to the National PTA. At this time, we invite audience members to unmute themselves and join us in a round of applause. I invite artists, you all did such a great job this year, to maybe start thinking or even working on next year's theme, which is I Will Change the World By. That's the 2021-2022 Reflections theme. Now I'd like to turn the microphone over to Judith Zapp, our Wheaton Warrenville PTA Council President. We're gonna switch screen sharing too, so give us just a second.
And I'll remember to unmute myself. So thank you, Jesse. What a fabulous art show for us all. Truly unlike any I've ever been to before, and one I'll definitely remember for a long time. Thank you all for joining us this evening to celebrate our artists. Thank you for your willingness to embrace this new format. I wanted to take a moment to say a giant-sized, heartfelt thank you to Jesse Rawlings, our Wheaton Warrenville PTA Council Reflections Chairperson and our Master of Ceremonies for this event. We came very, very close to not having a Reflections program this year because we could not find a person willing to be our Council Reflections Chair. Just days before we were about to announce the program's cancellation, Jesse stepped forward and saved the day. So thank you, Jesse. Without you, none of us would be here this evening. I also want to thank Erica Loiacono, our District 200 Director of Community Engagement and Communications. It was Erica's idea that we host our Reflection celebration as a live stream event, and I am sure we can all agree it was a great idea. I also want to thank Erica for her time earlier today working through the technical challenges of making our video clips work in the Zoom environment. Without Erica's help, we would not have been able to share the clips from our dance, film, and music artists. We also want to thank our school reflections chairs. These volunteers make reflections happen at the school level, working directly with students, their families, and PTA council. Thank you to our administrators all as well for their ongoing support of the arts. My final thank you for this evening is to all our Reflections artists and to everyone who supports them. As we close, we invite members, all of our audience members, to unmute themselves one last time and join us in a final round of applause for all our artists.
Emily Andres.
Okay.